In this video, I'm about to show you 10 fast food sides that are actually the worst. Choices you can make in terms of eating fast food, and 5 sides that are surprisingly safe and even healthy to eat every now and then. Number 10. Wendy's chili cheese fries. At first glance, Wendy's chili cheese fries look like the ultimate comfort food. I mean, crispy fries buried under a covering of warm chili and gooey cheese? After a long, stressful day, it feels like you deserve this little reward. It's filling, it's cozy, and it even feels like a safer option than ordering a whole extra burger. But here's the truth. Behind all that comfort is one of the unhealthiest fast food sides you can order. A single serving clocks in at about 520 calories, 27 grams of fat, and over 1,300 milligrams of sodium. That's basically half your daily sodium limit in just one side dish. And according to the American Heart Association, too much sodium doesn't just make you feel bloated. It's directly tied to high blood pressure and stroke risk. Even worse, a 2021 study from the Journal of the American College of Cardiology showed that diets high in sodium and saturated fat speed up arterial stiffness, one of the most significant risk factors for heart disease, especially as you get older. And if you peek under the hood, the ingredients don't do it any favors. Fries dunked in, industrial seed oils, chili packed with salt, and that neon orange cheese sauce that's more chemistry project than cheddar. We're talking processed cheese, emulsifiers, and preservatives designed to last longer than your willpower. Put it all together, and you've basically got refined carbs, trans fats, and sodium ganging up on your heart and kidneys in one sitting. Number 9. Taco Bell cheesy fiesta potatoes. Walking into Taco Bell, it's almost impossible not to notice that little cup of cheesy fiesta potatoes. They sit there looking warm, cozy, and kind of harmless soft potato bites swimming in nacho cheese with a cool swirl of sour cream on top. It feels like the perfect sidekick to your tacos, the innocent snack that won't hurt, right? Not so fast. That tiny cup is sneaky. One small serving already delivers 320 calories, 18 grams of fat, and nearly 600 milligrams of sodium. Think about it. Something you can polish off in 3 bites hits you with the same sodium load as a whole bag of chips. And the real problem isn't the potato, it's the makeover it gets in the kitchen. Those cubes are deep fried in oils that leave behind unhealthy fats. Then they get drenched in neon cheese sauce, which is less cheddar, more science experiment, and capped off with sour cream that adds a final punch of saturated fat your body never asked for. So what happens once you eat it? The bad fats increase your LDL cholesterol, which blocks your arteries. The sodium makes your body hold on to water, which spikes blood pressure and forces your kidneys into overdrive. And because it's mostly carbs and fat, your blood sugar shoots up like a rocket, then crashes, leaving you sluggish and cranky, instead of satisfied. That little cup isn't a side, it's a greasy trap. It makes your heart work harder, your blood pressure rises, and your energy levels plummet. What looks like a fun, harmless snack is quietly damaging your health, one fiesta at a time. Number 8. Arby's mozzarella sticks. Who doesn't love mozzarella sticks? Golden, crispy on the outside, stretchy melted, cheese on the inside. It feels like the ultimate guilty pleasure. Arby's even sells them as a quick little side, like something you can munch on while waiting for your main meal. But here's the catch. These cheesy sticks are one of the worst sides you could ever order. A 6-piece serving from Arby's clocks in at around 650 calories with 34 grams of fat and over 1,600 milligrams of sodium. Think about that before you've even touched a sandwich. You've already eaten close to 3/4 of the sodium you should have in an entire day. That's not a side snack. That's basically a full meal's worth of salt and fat disguised as finger food. And then there's the ingredients. The breading is made from refined white flour fried in cheap industrial oil that leaves behind trans fats and inflammatory compounds. The Cheese itself isn't just fresh mozzarella. It's processed, high in saturated fat, and designed to melt into that stretchy pull we all love. Then comes the marinara sauce, which adds even more sodium and sugar to the mix. So what happens to your body when you eat this? First, the deep-fried coating spikes your cholesterol and inflammation levels. The sodium overload causes your body to retain water, which increases blood pressure and strains your heart. The combination of simple carbs and fatty cheese provides a quick burst of energy, but a sluggish crash follows it. For anyone over 60, that means a higher risk of artery blockages, swollen ankles, and that drained, heavy feeling after eating. Mozzarella sticks may look like a fun, shareable treat, but the truth is they're a side dish that works against you on every level. Crispy, cheesy, addictive, but quietly setting the mac stage for long-term heart and blood pressure problems. Number 7. Dairy Queen fried cheese curds. On the surface, fried cheese curds sound fun, right? They've got that golden crunch outside, that stretchy melted cheese inside. It feels like the ultimate comfort snack. And Dairy Queen sells them as a shareable side, almost like they're telling you, relax, it's just a little snack. But here's the kicker. A large order can hit nearly 1,000 calories in one go. That's the same as eating an entire fast food burger meal, except you haven't even touched your main dish yet. And the sodium? You're looking at over a full day's worth, packed into a side. Why is that such a problem? Because this combo of deep-fried batter and processed cheese isn't just empty calories, it's a saturated fat bomb. Too much saturated fat raises LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, which directly increases your risk of heart disease. And the crazy high sodium pushes up blood pressure, straining your heart and kidneys. Think about it. You sit down thinking you're just treating yourself to something small, but in reality, your body is getting slammed with the same kind of metabolic stress you'd expect from a feast. The quick spike in salt and fat can leave you feeling bloated, sluggish, and thirsty. Long term, it contributes to artery damage and insulin resistance. So, yeah, fried cheese curds might win on taste. But for your health, especially if you're over 55 or managing blood pressure, they're a silent landmine disguised as a side. Number 6. Sonic Large Chili Cheese Tots. Let's be honest, tater tots on their own are already the guilty pleasure nobody says no to. Crispy, salty little bites you can pop one after another without thinking twice. But Sonic doesn't stop there. Nope, they go all in, drenching them in chili and melted cheese until they look like the ultimate comfort side. Sounds fun, right? But here's the truth. That pile of tots isn't just cozy food. It's a calorie bomb dressed up as comfort. A large order of chili cheese tots clocks in at over 800 calories, nearly 45 grams of fat, and close to 1,800 milligrams of sodium. That's not a snack. That's basically a full day's salt allowance in one cardboard tray. But it's not just the numbers. Think about what's in it. Deep-fried potatoes, processed chili that's often heavy with sodium preservatives, and a thick covering of nacho-style cheese that's more chemicals than real dairy. It's a triple hit of refined carbs, saturated fat, and salt slammed into your system all at once. What does that do to your body? The refined carbs from the tots spike your blood sugar, the sodium forces your blood pressure up, and the cheese plus chili combo overloads your digestive system with greasy, hard-to-process fats. Instead of fueling you, this side leaves you feeling bloated, heavy, and drained. And if you make it a regular habit, that constant stress on your heart, arteries, and metabolism builds up fast. Number 5. Shake Shack Bacon Cheese Fries. Shake Shack has built its reputation on being the classier fast food spot with fresh ingredients, a little more upscale vibe, that whole modern burger joint aesthetic. So when you see their bacon cheese fries on the menu, you might think, it's Shake Shack. How bad could it be? Here's the reality check. One order of these fries comes in at 840 calories, 52 grams of fat, and over 1,500 milligrams of sodium. That's heavier than a lot of their actual meal. And remember, this is just the side dish. What makes them so brutal? Start with the fries already deep fried in oil. Then smother. Put them in cheese sauce that's more processed than real dairy. And finally, top it all with salty, greasy bacon crumbles. It's essentially piling on fat, followed by a sodium chaser. And your body doesn't just shrug this off. The combo of refined carbs and greasy toppings sends your blood sugar on a roller coaster, while the sodium forces your heart to pump harder, straining blood vessels and spiking blood pressure. In fact, a 2019 study in the British Medical Journal found that diets high in ultra-processed foods like cheese sauces and cured bacon were linked to a 62% higher risk of early death. Add to that a 2020 study from the Journal of the American Heart Association, which showed that high sodium intake directly increases risk of stroke and heart failure. And suddenly these fries look a lot less harmless. Eat them regularly, and you're looking at higher cholesterol, blocked arteries, and sneaky weight gain that doesn't just add up, it compounds over time. And here's the kicker. Shake Shack markets itself as the better fast food option. But these fries? They're a wolf in sheep's clothing, comfort food, dressed in a trendy package, doing just as much damage as the greasiest drive-thru side out there. Number 4. Domino's Cheddar Bacon Loaded Tots. When you think of Domino's, you probably think pizza first, but their loaded tots have become a popular side. Crispy golden potato bites, smothered with cheddar cheese and bacon. On the surface, they look fun, comforting, even harmless. But here's the truth. One serving hits almost 960 calories, 64 grams of fat, and a staggering 2,360 milligrams of sodium. That's a full day's worth of salt in what's supposed to be just a side. Now, why is this particularly dangerous if you're over 60? As we age, our bodies process fat and salt less efficiently. Arteries naturally stiffen with time, and high sodium intake accelerates that process by spiking blood pressure. According to the American Heart Association, excessive sodium directly increases the risk of stroke and heart failure, two of the biggest threats for people in their 60s and beyond. And with 64 grams of fat, much of it saturated. These tots don't just fill you up, they quietly push LDL cholesterol higher, clogging arteries at a stage of life when circulation and heart health are already more vulnerable. The potatoes themselves are deep fried, meaning they come loaded with refined carbs and oils that cause quick blood sugar spikes. Pair that with processed cheese and bacon, and you've got a heavy cocktail of saturated fat, sodium nitrates, and preservatives ingredients linked in multiple studies, including research from the National Institutes of Health, to higher risks of cardiovascular disease and metabolic decline. So while Domino's markets these as a fun side dish, for someone over 60, they're not just loaded tots, they're loaded risks. Every bite adds silent pressure to your body, arteries, and metabolism, leaving behind damage that doesn't show up until it's too late. Number 3. Zaxby's Chicken Bacon Ranch Loaded Fries. At first glance, these loaded fries look like a full-on feast. You're not just getting fries, you're getting crispy fried chicken chunks, salty bacon, melted cheese, and a generous drizzle of ranch dressing all piled on top. It feels like a full meal disguised as a side. And nutritionally, it's a monster. About 1,220 calories, 78 grams of fat, and over 3,000 milligrams of sodium. That's not a snack. It's a calorie bomb bigger than many actual entrees. But here's the overlooked part. For older adults, this kind of heavy, calorie-dense food doesn't just strain the heart, it strains the body's ability to move. When you're over 60, your metabolism naturally slows, meaning extra calories get stored as fat much faster. That leads to weight gain, and with it comes added pressure on the joints, the arthritis. Foundation notes that every extra pound of body weight puts about 4 pounds of pressure on your knees. So when a single side dish sneaks in more than half a day's calories, you're not just filling your stomach, you're stacking weight onto joints that are already aging. The fried chicken coating and bacon add even more saturated fat, which contributes to inflammation. Combine that with ranch dressing loaded with omega-6 oils that fuel joint swelling, and you've got a recipe for stiffness, pain, and reduced mobility. Instead of giving you energy, this side leaves you sluggish, heavy, and less able to stay active, which is precisely what keeps you healthy as you age. Number 2. Texas Roadhouse loaded baked potato with chili. On paper, it looks harmless. A baked potato topped with some chili, cheese, and sour. Cream comfort food at its best. But here's the truth. For anyone over 60, this snack is quietly working against your body, especially your kidneys. A complete serving clocks in at about 650 calories, with 39 grams of fat, 61 grams of carbohydrates, and 17 grams of protein. Even more alarming, the sodium content is a staggering 2,240 milligrams. That's over 100% of a typical adult's daily limit in just one side dish. For someone younger, the body might handle the extra load for a while, but as you age, kidney function naturally declines even if you've never had kidney disease. When the kidneys are forced to process this constant high protein, high salt combination, it leads to strain, water retention, and higher blood pressure. Research published in the Journal of the American Society shows that older adults who consistently consume high sodium and protein heavy meals face a faster decline in kidney function. That's not just about needing to drink more water. It's about real, long-term damage. Add in the chili's saturated fat, and you've created the perfect storm for kidney stress, high blood pressure, and swelling in the body. Number 1, KFC mac cheese. I'll be honest, every time I've been to KFC, that little cup of mac and cheese always caught my eye. It looks innocent. Soft pasta, drenched in creamy cheese, steaming and golden under the lights. It feels like the kind of side you could order just this once, without worrying. After all, it's not a double burger or a bucket of fried chicken, it's just mac and cheese, right? But here's the part we don't see. That small cup is a nutritional trap. One serving is. Loaded with over 1,000 milligrams of sodium and nearly 20 grams of fat. For someone over 60, that's not just a side dish. It's a direct hit on organs that are already slowing down with age. The kidneys, your body's natural filters, lose efficiency over time, which means they can't process salt the way they used to. So the sodium in that mac and cheese doesn't just leave your system. It lingers, raising blood pressure and straining your heart with every bite. And let's not forget the cheese sauce itself. At KFC, it's not the kind of real cheese you'd grate at home. It's a processed blend designed to last longer, stay creamy, and melt perfectly under heat lamps. That means additives, excess saturated fat, and compounds that don't nourish your bones, they actually weaken them. Studies in the Journal of the American Heart Association show that diets high in processed cheese increase the risk of arterial stiffness, which makes it harder for blood to flow freely. And when blood flow is compromised at an older age, the risks stroke, heart attack, cognitive decline skyrocket. Think of it like this. You order that mac and cheese expecting comfort, but your body experiences it as stress. Your blood vessels tighten, your heart works harder, and your bones don't get the calcium they need because the fats interfere with absorption. What looks like a hug in a cup is really a slow push toward high blood pressure, brittle bones, and heart strain. So yes, mac and cheese feels warm and nostalgic. But at KFC, it's not the comfort food. You think? It's a side dish that quietly chips away at your health, one creamy bite at a time. But not all hope is lost, because even in the land of greasy fries and cheese-covered everything, there are still fast food sides that won't wreck your health. They may not rival a home-cooked salad, but they're surprisingly smart swaps you should know about. Starting with number 5, McDonald's apple slices. I'll be honest, whenever I walked into McDonald's in the past, I barely noticed the apple slices on the menu. My eyes would go straight to the fries, McFlurries, or maybe a coffee treat. But here's the thing. Sometimes the simplest option is actually the smartest one, especially when you're over 60. McDonald's apple slices look plain compared to everything else, but that's precisely their strength. They're just fresh-cut apples. No frying oil, no processed cheese, no heavy salt. What you get instead is fiber that helps keep digestion smooth, something we all know gets trickier with age. Vitamin C to support your immune system, and natural sugars that don't spike your blood sugar as harshly as refined sweets. There's science to back this up too. A study in the Nutrients Journal found that older adults who included more fresh fruit daily had significantly better heart health and lower cholesterol compared to those who stuck to high-fat or high-sodium sides. Apples, in particular, are rich in pectin, a type of soluble fiber that not only supports gut health, but also helps lower LDL cholesterol, the bad kind that clogs arteries. So while fries might tempt you with that golden crunch, choosing apple slices is like giving your body a little kindness. It's light, hydrating, and easy to digest, making it a side dish that doesn't just fill you up, but actually supports your long-term health. Number 4, Chick-fil-A side salad. When most people think of Chick-fil-A, they're dreaming about that golden, crispy, salty perfection. And I used to be the same. Ordering a salad there, honestly, it felt like going to the movies and skipping the popcorn. What's the point, right? But here's what surprised me. The Chick-fil-A side salad isn't some sad pile of lettuce. It's actually a fresh mix of greens, grape tomatoes, and shredded cheese that can stand on its own. If you skip drowning it in heavy dressing, you've got a side that's light, refreshing, and genuinely good for your body, especially after 60. See, leafy greens pack vitamins like K and A, which keep your bones strong and your vision sharp. That's no small thing, because aging bones lose density, and our eyes start needing more support than ever. The tomatoes bring lycopene, an antioxidant, linked in multiple studies, including one in the Journal of Nutrition, to better heart health and lower risk of age-related diseases. And here's where it hit me personally. After years of grabbing fried sides, swapping them for a salad felt different, lighter. No sluggish, heavy feeling afterward, just energy that didn't crash. Sometimes it's not about eating less, it's about eating smart. Number 3, Subway apple sauce pouch. For the longest time, whenever I grabbed a Subway meal, I'd automatically pick chips as my side. It felt like the normal thing to do. But one afternoon, while scanning the menu, I spotted something I'd always brushed the applesauce pouch. My first thought? That's kid food, not for me. Still, curiosity got the better of me. The first spoonful surprised me. Instead of being overly sweet or fake tasting, it was smooth, light, and naturally fresh, like biting into a crisp apple without the crunch. No greasy fingers, no salty aftertaste, just a clean, refreshing finish that actually balanced out my sandwich. Here's why it's brighter than the usual sides. Unlike chips or cookies loaded with fat, sodium, and sugar, this pouch is fat-free, only around 50 calories, and still delivers vitamin C and plant antioxidants. Research in the Journal of Agricultural and Food. Chemistry shows that apple polyphenols help reduce oxidative stress and inflammation, 2 key drivers of heart disease and cognitive decline as we age. Plus, its fiber and water content make digestion easier and help stabilize blood sugar levels, unlike fried sides that cause spikes and crashes. By the second bite, I realized this wasn't just a side, it was a reset. Something small, simple, but powerful enough to leave me feeling lighter, cleaner, and actually energized, instead of sluggish. Sometimes the healthiest swaps are hiding in plain sight. You just have to give them a chance. Number 2, Panera Bread Seasonal Fruit Cup. Let's be real. When you're at Panera, it's tempting to go for the cheesy flatbreads, the pastries behind the glass, or that creamy mac, cheese calling your name. And then there's the seasonal fruit cup, just a little bowl of grapes, melon, or pineapple. Honestly, at first glance, it feels like the least exciting option on the menu. No cheese pull, no buttery aroma, no instant comfort food vibe. But here's the truth. This colorful little cup does something all those heavier sides can't. It gives your body a clean, natural reset. The first forkful is refreshing in a way no greasy side ever could be. Sweetness that comes straight from nature, hydration built right into every bite, and fiber that keeps your digestion steady instead of bogging you down. For anyone over 60, that's huge. Fresh fruit delivers antioxidants that protect your cells, vitamin C to support immunity, and natural sugars that fuel your energy without spiking blood glucose the way processed desserts do. In fact, studies in the Journal of Gerontology suggest that diets rich in fresh fruit can slow age-related decline in heart and brain health. It's not just fruit. It's a side that gives your body exactly what it needs. Light, refreshing, and guilt-free. While others feel heavy and tired after greasy fries or fried cheese, you feel lighter, more focused, and satisfied. The best choices don't always stand out. They quietly make you healthier in the background. Number 1. Wendy's plain baked potato without sour cream cheese. Let's be honest. When most people think fast food side, their minds jump straight to fries, crispy, salty, and, let's face it, addictive. So when you see a plain baked potato sitting on Wendy's menu, it doesn't exactly scream excitement. No sizzle, no cheese. Dripping, no bacon bits. Just a potato in a paper container. Kinda boring, right? But here's the surprise. This plain little side is actually one of the smartest swaps you can make, especially if you're over 60. The first bite might not hit you with the same thrill as fries, but it does something more important. It fuels you cleanly. A plain baked potato is naturally fat-free, low in sodium, and packed with potassium. And here's why that matters. Research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that older adults often don't get enough potassium, even though it's essential for controlling blood pressure and reducing stroke risk. Plus, potatoes deliver dietary fiber that keeps digestion steady and helps stabilize blood. Sugar, avoiding the spikes and crashes that come with greasy fried sides. By the time you're halfway through, you realize it's not about boring. It's about balance. Instead of a side that weighs you down, this one actually leaves you satisfied, without guilt, while supporting your heart and digestive health at the same time. Sometimes, the best choices on a fast food menu aren't the loudest ones. They're the quiet staples, like a simple potato, that keep you strong and steady long after the meal is over.